Today we are going to discuss about the full stack development. So what is the use of full stack development and why we are using full stack development? Now we are going to discuss step-by-step process. So in real-time scenario, if you are observing like a web applications, so for example, if you are observe like a Flipkart or Amazon, so we have the like a front end as well as we have the back end, everything we have, right? So now, for example, I want to build one website or web application from scratch to end. How we are going to build one website or one web application, so from scratch to end, now we are going to discuss. So in this session we are going to mainly focus on the development only. So why? Because so whenever if you are developing any dynamic website, so simply we can call it as a web application. If you are developing any web application, we have the phases. So we are going to follow some architecture. That architecture now we are going to discuss. So whenever if you are developing any website, we have the MVC architecture. So here you can observe, just I'm going to draw something here, model view controller. So what is meant by MVC? MVC is nothing but model view controller. So now this is model and this is a view and this is controller. So if you are developing any website, we have to follow these three steps. So we have the three things. One is a model, and second one is a view, and third one is controller. We have now in this things like we have the model and we have the view and we have the controller, right? So here we have the database. Model is nothing but database. So how we are going to interact to the database and which database we are going to use, all these concepts we are going to cover in the module. And here we have the view. So what is meant by view? View in the sense what we are saying. So that is called view. In this view also we have the different modules we are going to discuss step by step. Then this controller in the sense backend programming language we are going to build here. So if you are developing any web application, we have like three things like a front end and back end and at the same time so database concept. So now here there is no need to any prerequisites. Why? Because here we are going to start from the scratch to end. If you want to develop any application from the scratch to end, you have to know the complete scenario here. So now we are going to discuss step by step. So first we are going to focus on the website. What is meant by website and why we are using website in real-time scenario? So website is a collection of web pages. It's a collection of web pages. So generally we are opening different websites, for example www.abcd.com, like that. So whenever if you are opening this website, we have so n number of pages. For example, see here I'm going to open here ELearn Whenever we are opening ELearn here we have the navigation elements. If you are observing, we have the navigation elements. Just click on About Us. It is moved to the About Us page. See here, we have the About Us. So whenever we are click on courses, it is navigating to courses page. Whenever we are click on new batches, it is moved to the new batches. That means here we have the collection of web pages. So that's why we can call it as a website. What is meant by website? Website is a collection of web pages. What is meant by web page? Web page in the sense, if you are opening anything in the browser, we can call it as a web page. Now we are into courses page. So this is one web page. Whenever if you are click on courses, it is one web page. So whenever we are click on contact, it is one web page. So website contains a number of pages. Simply we can call it as a website is a collection of web pages. So in real-time scenario, we have two type of websites. One is static and second one is we have the dynamic. What is meant by static and what is meant by dynamic? Now we are going to discuss. So if you are developing any static website, so in the static website, everything should be like a fixed only. Simply we can say it is a fixed content. So once after deployment, this website, if you want to do any changes, so every time you have to interact with the developer only. Why? Because so developer know the coding knowledge. So through the coding knowledge only, here we are going to do any changes. So that is called static. So what is meant by static? Static is nothing but it is a fixed content. So only developer can do the changes. Why? Because they know the coding knowledge. For example, I have one website. So that website, I'm going to find out whether that is a static or dynamic. I want to know how we are going to identify it. we have the extensions .html or .htm. So if we have these extensions, we can easily understood that is static website. For example, see here. So now I'm going to open here elearninfotech.com. So I want to find out whether this is a static or dynamic. So how we are going to identify it? So here we have the navigation elements. You can click on any navigation element. See here, we have the extension is .html. If we have the extension is .html or .htm, we can simply call it as a static one only, static website. For example, now my client requirement is they want to change some phone number. Otherwise, they want to change like an email ID, anything. So why? Because this is a fixed content, right? So see here, we have the register here for UI development course. I'm going to add something register here for web design course. So how we are going to add here? So through the coding knowledge only. Why? Because here we have the extension that is .html. If we have the extension .html or .htm, we can easily understood that is completely static only. So coming to dynamic. So dynamic in the sense we have separated dashboard. So through this dashboard, you can do any type of changes. For example, I'm going to open another website here. Just you can observe. Here I'm going to open one engineering college website. So here my client requirement is they want to post some latest news. So in this website, see here, we have here scrolling. See, BAET, so and so like that, it is scrolling. Now what is my intention? I want to post some news here. So how we are going to post that news, I will show you here. So if you are developing any dynamic website, we have the separate admin panel. Through the admin panel, you can post any type of news here. Now, so for example, if you are observing, we have the n number of scrollings here. So now my intention is I want to add some latest news. Otherwise, just to scroll down, you will find out the exam notifications also. In the bottom already we did here exam notification. See here, we have the latest news as well as we have the exam notification sections also. For example, so they are conducting one internal exams. So how they are going to post in this screen? So simply for this type of dynamic websites, we have the separate admin panel. So for security reasons, already we are going to create some username and password and we are going to submit to the client. So directly they are going to log in. So after login, we have the complete dashboard. See here. So this is the dashboard. You can add latest news. You can add photos. You can add videos. You can post like exam notifications. If you want to add the event also, you can add. For example, I'm going to post some news. Hi BAET. Just click on post news. See, the news is updated successfully. So done. So news is updated. So I want to check whether that news is reflected in the front end screen or not. I'm going to check. So here, if you are observing, see previously we don't have here hi BAT. Now see here, we have the hi BAT. So from where we are updating, in the back end we are updating, automatically it will display into the front end. This is called dynamic. What is meant by dynamic? Dynamic in the sense we have separate dashboard. Through the dashboard, you can do any type of changes. If you want to insert something, you can. If you want to delete something, you can delete. If you want to edit also, you can edit. So where we are doing this all operations, see here in the admin only, we have the here edit and delete latest news. Just click on that option. So previously already we post a number of news, that list it is showing here. Now what is my intention? I want to delete that one. Just click on that one. Automatically the latest news will be deleted. Otherwise, if you want to do the edit also, you can do the edit or delete. See here, latest news deleted successfully. Now again, I'm going to refresh and check once. So whether we are getting that again that BAT or not, we are going to check. So if you are observing here, so now there is no high BAT news. Why? Because already we deleted. So this is called dynamic. Dynamic in the sense separate, we have the dashboard. Through the dashboard, you can do any type of operations like insert, update, retrieve, delete, any type of operations we can perform. These dynamic websites, we can call it as a web applications. If you want to do any web application, so you can use the dynamic programming languages only. So here we have the different extensions. We have the .php, nothing but PHP language, .py, nothing but Python language, .aspx, nothing but .NET language, .jsp, nothing but Java language. So you can use any type of programming language like a PHP or Python or .NET or Java, anything is fine. So here you can observe, here I'm using PHP language to build this web application. So like this, we have the two type of things we are going to apply in real-time scenario. Now, this is just a small introduction of the websites. So website is a collection of web pages, and we have two type of websites, static and dynamic. What is meant by static? Static is nothing but it is a fixed content. Only developer can do the changes. Why? Because they know the complete coding knowledge. So if you are observing here, we have the extension is .html or .html. We can simply identify that is static. And already we had a discussion about the dynamic also. So through the admin panel, you can do any type of changes. So like this type of things we can perform. So, and these are the extensions for the thing we have here. Now coming to our diagram. So we are going to do here. So model, view, controller. So how we are going to perform the operations, I'm going to show you just step by step. In the view, first we are going to cover the front-end technologies like HTML and its advanced version HTML5, CSS and advanced version CSS3. Then we have here JavaScript. Then we have here JQuery. Then we have here Bootstrap. So these are the modules. So for front-end designing. So we are going to discuss step by step what are the different modules we have and what is the use of modules. Now we are going to discuss. So first module is HTML in front end. What is the use of HTML? By using HTML, we can design static website. Just now only we had a discussion about the static website, right? So HTML is a hypertext markup language which is used to design the static web pages. What is meant by markup language? Markup language in the sense, so each and everything we have in the tag format. Each and everything we have in the tag format. By using Angular basis, we are going to identify that is a tag. So now in the Angular, I am writing P, we can call it as a P tag. In the Angular, I am going to write the table, we can call it as a table tag. So why? Because so whenever if you want to print anything in the browser screen, if you are observing here, so here we have the one image. So how we are going to print this image? Through the HTML only. Whatever we are seeing here, so that is completely built with the help of HTML only. See here, we have one paragraph of content in the sense that is built with the help of HTML only. If you are displaying the images also, that is also built with the help of HTML only. Simply, we can say HTML is a raw data. HTML is a raw data. Just one person without markup. Simply we can say it as a one person without markup. Why? Because so without markup in the sense there is no proper look and feel. There is no proper feel also, right? So here we are going to develop one website, but that website I want to make it as a good look and feel. But here whenever you are using HTML in the sense that we are going to build a website, but that is not a good look and feel. So that's why we can call it as a raw data. Raw data in the sense there is no proper look and feel. So how we are going to do the proper look and feel? I will show you some examples. So for that purpose, we have to use the another module called CSS. By using CSS, we can decorate the web page. For example, see here, so I have a number of pages. So for these pages, I want to decorate. How we are going to decorate? With the help of here you can observe we have the background color, we have the text color, we have the hover effect, like different things we are going to apply. Now here, so already the color is red we have. In case maybe it is a blue, at the time how it will be look like, I'm going to change the preview purpose. Here you can observe, so I don't want this red color. Maybe in case it is in the blue color, how it will be look like, I'm going to change. So see here, now it is look like this. So if you want to change another color also, you can change it. So depends upon the requirement, you can change the n number of colors also. Now my intention is I don't want single color, I want to do the mixed colors. How we are going to do that, I will show you here. So for this type of thing, we can use the concept called gradient concept. Now if you are observing, in the left side we have the black color, whenever we are moving to the right side we have the blue color. So instead of doing like left to right, we can also use the top to bottom also. See here, now we have the black and so blue color mixing we have. Now, what is my intention? I don't want like a black and blue. I want black and red and blue. These three colors I want. So now see here, black, red, blue. So these type of things we are going to build with the help of CSS. So I will show you a few more examples for this CSS. Just you can observe. Complete CSS, we are going to do the decoration part only. So now here, if you're observing, we have button like this. Now the button shape I want to change. If you want to change the button shape also, we can do. For example, I'm going to apply here border radius property. See here, so automatically that shape, previously we have like this. Now the shape will be changed. So now I'm going to change my value. See here, now the shape is completely different. Now you can observe here. So now the shape is completely different. So these type of decorations we are going to build with the help of CSS module. So what is the use of CSS? By using CSS, we can decorate the web page. So how we are going to decorate? We can apply the colors. We can apply the shapes also. We can apply the hover effect. See here, now we have this image is round. So whenever we move the cursor, it will be square. So these things also we are going to build with the help of CSS only. Complete decoration part we are going to build with the help of CSS. If you want to display this image, so that is HTML. But this effect we are applying now, that is called CSS decoration we are going to do. So that is about the CSS module we are going to apply. Then we have here JavaScript. What is the use of JavaScript and why we are using JavaScript in real-time scenario? So if you want to do client-side validations, then only you can use the JavaScript module. For example, see here, I'm opening another website. If you are observing here, we have some inquiry form, some quotation form we have. Now, what is my intention? So I have to enter all the details. Then I'm going to click on send message. For example, I'm not entering any data here. Just click on send message. What happened? It is showing some validation messages. Please enter your name. Please enter valid email address. Please enter mobile number, like that. So in the mobile number, if you are entering some characters, automatically again it will be displayed. So you have to enter only the numbers only. So now I'm going to show you another website. So in this website, again, I have the contact form. So in the contact form, that means in the phone number field, I have to enter numbers only. For example, I am entering number. So there is no problem. In case if you are entering character, at the time we are getting the error here. See, input digit 0 to 9. 0 to 9 it is showing. Now I am going to enter the number. See here, it won't display. Again, I am entering character, we are getting. Again, number, it won't. Only whenever if you are entering the character only, so it will shows. Why? Because already internally we write some code, so that phone number allows only numbers only. If you are entering some data, so like characters or special characters, anything, so at the time it will shows input digits 0 to 9 only. For example, I am developing one website, so our web application, maybe my client is like in Sydney, so their mobile number starts with a 0. For example, user enters without 0, at the time again I'm going to show one message, mobile number compulsory starts with 0, like that. So if you are try to register in some website, it is showing like a weak password, strong password, password and confirm password match. So this type of things, all those things we are going to build with the help of JavaScript module only. So simply we can use, by using JavaScript, we can do the client side validations, and at the same time we can perform some calculations also. If you want to do some addition, if you want to do multiplication, division, anything, we can perform in the JavaScript. So if you are moved to the HTML and CSS, here only designing only, here complete decoration part. But if you want to do any calculations or validations, compulsory we have to use the JavaScript module only. So that is the small introduction of the JavaScript we are going to apply. So then we have another thing, so that is JQuery module. Next module is JQuery. So what is the use of JQuery and why you are using JQuery in real-time scenario? By using JQuery, we can perform animations. JQuery is a advanced library of JavaScript. So what is meant by library? Library in the sense set of inbuilt functions we have. Just you can call that functions and you can implement your functionalities. See here, if you are observing, so the images are automatically move after some time gap. Already internally we write some code. I want like this a slider. I want to move the images. So we are going to mention some time also. Like every 2 seconds the image should be changed. Like the image should be moved. So these type of things we are going to apply in real-time scenario. So that is about the jQuery. See here, I'm going to show you another example. See, the numbers are increasing. So how it will be increase the numbers? So see, by using jQuery only. So if you are observing here, we have the testimonials also. This testimonials also automatically it will move after some time gap. See here. So these type of animations we are going to build with the help of jQuery only. If you are observing any animation in any website, we can simply understood that is completely built with the help of jQuery only. So what is meant by jQuery? jQuery is a advanced library of JavaScript. So it is an advanced library of JavaScript. That means, so internal functions we have, just we can call that functions and you can implement so your logic. So this is a complete front-end designing we are going to perform in the view layer. For example, now I am developing only static websites. If you want to develop static website, these modules is enough. So we have to discuss Bootstrap also. Now I tell you the Bootstrap next module. So by using all these modules, by using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, we can simply build one website. But again, we have the Bootstrap module, right? So what is the use of Bootstrap module and why we are using Bootstrap module in the sense? So to build the device-friendly websites, responsive layouts. What is meant by responsive layout? So in case if you have one website, that website, so how will it will be look like in the desktop and at the same time in the laptop and at the same time tab and at the same time in the mobile. Why? Because so after developing and deployment our website, maybe user going to open in the desktop or laptop or tab or mobile. We have to build one website so for all device friendly. So for this type of things we are going to do with the help of Bootstrap. So in the Bootstrap also we have the different versions. So if you are observing like old websites, we have the Bootstrap third version. So if you are developing any new application, we have to use the BS4 Bootstrap 4 we have to apply. So for example, see here, you can consider this website. So here in this row we have three things at a time. We have the three things. Now I'm going to open in the mobile view. You can observe in mobile what happened. We are getting one by one. Why? Because my screen size is here so concised. So here we have the small screen size, so that's why. And you can observe the menu also, we are getting like this. And if you are observing here, we have the services one by one here. And coming to the desktop view, if you are observing the services, what happened in one line, we have here four partitions, and again we have the four partitions. But when coming to mobile view, what happened? It is showing one by one. Why? Because so depends upon the device screen, automatically it will applicable. So simply we can say it as a, by using a Bootstrap module, we can do here device friendly websites. So we can do here device friendly websites. So that is about the Bootstrap module. So by using all these modules, simply we can design the static website. So in the starting only, we had a discussion about the websites types, right? Static and dynamic. If you want to develop one static websites, so compulsory these modules is mandatory. Why? Because so if you are doing the front end also, so we have to use the HTML to design the application like website. And if you want to do the colorful, we have to use the decoration part. And if you want to do the validations also, we can use the JavaScript. And for animations, we can use the jQuery. And to do the responsive, like a device friendly thing, we have to use the Bootstrap. So by using all these modules, we can easily build one static website. So if you know this, all these things, you can try as a web designer or UI designer. So if you want to join like a UI designer or web designer, these modules is enough. Then in the view layer only, we have the JavaScript libraries and JavaScript frameworks. For example, so here we have the React JS. What is the use of React JS? So and why we are using React JS? we are going to discuss step by step. Then we have here AngularJS. So what is the difference between these two things? Anyone is enough. So now we are going to focus on the next thing in the view layer. So here up to now we are doing all the modules to build the one static website. Now, so by using all these modules, I want to develop attractive layout. So in easy manner, how we are going to do that? For that purpose, we have to do here. So React or Angular. So we have know already static and dynamic. In the dynamic, again we have here two types. What is the two types here we have? So one is single page application we have, and we have another thing is multi-page application. So now first we have to know what is meant by single page application, what is meant by multi-page application. So multi-page application in the sense every time our web page is reloading. See here, I'm going to click on this one. See, it is reloading. And I'm going to click on this one, again it is reloading. That means whenever if I click on this one, every time the web page is reloading, so we can simply call it as a multi-page website. Multi-page in the sense every time the web page is reloading, nothing but loading. So every time it will be loading. So if you want to do the dynamic website, like a multi-page website, you can use the PHP language, or you can use the Python language, or you can use the .NET language, and you can use the Java language also. So in case if you want to do the multi-page application, you can select any one language and you can implement complete thing. So in case if you want to develop the single page application, what is meant by single page application? Without reloading the entire web pages, if you want to change the request and responses, you can use the single page application. I will show you some example for this one. See here, I'm opening Angular website, official website only, you can observe. So now I'm going to click on this one. So whenever we are click on this one, this screen, it will be changed without reloading. You can observe both the things. See here. So it is changing, but it won't reload. You can observe. See, only particular screen only, view only, it will be changed without reloading. So this is called single page application. What is meant by single page application? Without reloading the entire web page. Here the web page is completely reloading in the multi-page, but when coming to single page, here without reloading, without loading, we can simply say without loading the web page, only particular request and responses will be changed here. So this is called single page application. So if you want to develop the multi-page application, so you can use the different programming language. If you want to do the single page application, we can go through the Angularjs or so React JS, or we have the Vue.js. Maximum cases Vue.js we are not using. Why? Because so recently only introduced that one. So either you can go through the React JS and Angularjs. So if you are observing here, we have the JS. What is meant by JS? So JavaScript. Both are related to JavaScript only. You can go through the Angular, that is also JavaScript related only, and React also, so JavaScript related only. Now we are going to discuss what is the difference between AngularJS and React.js. AngularJS is it's a JS framework, JavaScript framework, and React.js is a JavaScript library. So if you are observing here, so it's a JS framework. What is meant by framework? Framework in the sense set of internal things is there. So in the JavaScript, we are performing validations, right? So please enter your name, please enter so email ID like that. So there we have to write the manual code. But coming to this JavaScript framework, so in the Angular, no need to write anything manually. We have set of inbuilt features we have. So if you are using what happened, so just simply we are going to build all our predefined things we have, just you can use it. So on coming to this React.js, it is a JavaScript library. Here what happened, we have the inbuilt functions we have. Inbuilt functions we have. So with the help of that function, you can write your logic. So that is the difference between AngularJS and React.js. This is a JavaScript framework and this is a JavaScript library. So this AngularJS is officially maintained by the Google company, and this React.js is officially maintained by the Facebook company. So here in the AngularJS, what happened in the sense, every 6 months they are going to introduce so one latest version. So currently Angular 12 is there in the market. So if you are comfortable in the Angular 12, automatically after 6 months, what happened? They are going to introduce the new version. Like they are going to introduce some new features, and at the same time they are going to introduce Angular 13, like that. So here there is no constant thing. So every 6 months we have to upgrade ourselves. So why? Because we have the latest features. So, and coming to React JS, maximum cases here they are not introducing the new version, just they are going to so add some new features in this existing only. So that's why maximum people are so go through the React only. So in the React we have the different modules. So how we are going to build our React application, how we are going to build our single page application, all these concepts we are going to discuss step by step. So if you know this any framework, if you are observing our diagram, so if you know this related to React or related to AngularJS, if you know all these modules, so you can try as a UI developer position. If you know all this one, UI developer, anyone is fine. So if you know the React or if you know the AngularJS, that is fine. You can select only one framework. It is related to JavaScript. So anything is comfortable, just you can try as a web developer in the sense you have to know the all front-end technologies, then you have to know at least one framework. So this is about the UI developer thing. So up to now we are still in the view section only. We are not using the controller, we are not using the module. So now coming to so here controller. Before doing the controller, we have to focus on the so model here. So what is mean by model? Simply we can say it as a database, DB. So what is mean by DB? Whenever we are developing one form here by using all these modules, I'm going to register. Whenever we are registering our data, it will be maintained in the so database only. For example, I will show you some example for this one. See here, whenever you are entering here some data, so latest news I am going to post hi BAT. So in the backend we are posting this news. So what happened whenever we are click on the button, so directly it will move our data from here to database. What is meant by database? Database is a collection of tables. Here we have the n number of tables in one database. So in each and every table we have the rows and columns. So our data we are going to store in the tabular format. If you want to retrieve our data, so simply we are going to retrieve our data. So here we are going to use the, so depends upon the our requirement, you can use the MySQL server, otherwise we can use the MongoDB. MongoDB maximum cases that is we are using. Why? Because that is a NoSQL database. So MySQL is a so SQL related database, and MongoDB we are going to use. So in full stack here we are going to focus on the MERN stack, right? So MERN in the sense, M in the sense MongoDB. So that is NoSQL database. What is meant by database? So database is a collection of tables. We are going to store entire our information into the database. From where to where we are storing? From the view. Whatever you are entering the view, that data we are going to store into the database only. So how we are going to store this data to the database? For that purpose, we have to use the controller concept. So in the controller, we can do the entire backend functionalities. Here you can use the different programming languages, but in our course, we are going to focus on the NodeJS. So here MERN is there now. MERN in the sense, M in the sense MongoDB. So N in the sense NodeJS, R in the sense React, and E in the sense ExpressJS. So already you know the so M in the sense MongoDB database we are using here. So we are going to store entire our information into the database. If you want to store our data into the database, we have to follow some commands. So if you want to insert that data, we have to use insert command. If you want to delete the data, you have to follow the delete command. If you want to update your data, like edit your data, you have to use update query. And if you want to retrieve our data, we have to use the select query. We have different queries in this concept. So through the queries only we are going to implement entire thing. So this concept we are going to discuss in our regular sessions. So that is related to database. And coming to here controller in the sense we are going to maintain the backend programming here. So just we can say simply it is a entire like a business logic. Nothing but here we have to implement entire your functionalities, entire your code you have to implement. What this controller do? So it will be managed like a front end and back end, like whatever we are maintaining in the view. So this view, if you are click on submit button, what happened through this controller only we are going to do like this. So now see we have the action like this. So from where to where? So from the controller. So whenever if you are doing something in this one, what is this one? View. Whenever if you are click on the submit button in the view, what happened? So directly it will move to the controller. From the controller only it will move to the database. In the database it will be stored. This is the flow we are going to apply. So here by using Node.js completely we are going to develop the business logic. So this Node.js is completely related to JavaScript only. By using JavaScript, we can do the client side previously, but nowadays we are going to use the Node.js. Through the Node.js, we can do the backend languages also. That means you can build your business logic also with the help of Node.js. In the Node.js also, we have the different concepts. How we are going to connect to the database, how we are going to perform the operations. Like we have the CRUD operations. We have the CRUD operations. So here, so create, nothing but if you want to create the database or if you want to create the table also you can create. So then we have the read, nothing but retrieve we have to apply, then update, then delete. If you want to perform these CRUD operations, simply we can perform. Through the Node.js only, we are going to write our entire logic. So if you want to connect to the database also, so through the Node.js only, you can observe the diagram. Through the controller only, we are going to store. And if you want to retrieve also, again, we are going to retrieve the data also. So that is here, we are going to use the Node.js. So you know MongoDB and you know the Node.js, or in the sense React. So already we had a discussion about the React also. And we have here E. What is meant by E? E is nothing but Express.js. So what is meant by Express.js? So here we are going to use the Node.js. By using Node.js, we are going to build our business logic. So here we have to write each and everything like manually. We have to focus on the complete functionality. Now what is meant by Express.js? Express.js is a Node.js framework. What is meant by framework? Set of inbuilt things we have, just we can use it. That means by using Express.js, we can perform CRUD operations, or we can perform any business logic also easily. So that's why we are using here Express.js. So what is meant by Express.js? Express.js is a related to Node.js framework only. So here by using that Express.js, we can perform any business logics or any CRUD operations also we can easily perform. This is related to entire MERN here. So along with this, we have to use some tools and techniques also in real time. I will show you some few examples. Now here, if you are observing, we have here one faculty table here. So as a front-end designer, we are thinking, they are going to write each and everything manually only. So now what I'm trying to do is, I have this table from the client only. Why? Because we don't know their faculty details. So they are going to send this faculty details. I want to create this table. If you want to create the table in HTML, we have to use the table tag. Like that, we have to write the entire code manually. But now what I'm trying to do is just I'm going to use some tool to generate the code automatically. So now you can observe here, just I'm going to paste the table and click on HTML. See here, the code is automatically generated. If you are observing here, overall, nearly 435 lines of code is generated. If you are writing this code manually, it will take like 2 to 3 hours minimum. But what happened here, within 2 to 3 seconds only, automatically we got this one. So now I don't want this type of things. I want some points. For example, see here. So now I'm going to type some points here. So these points I want to do here. So for this, I want some code. Just click on HTML. See, the style also it will applicable. That means the CSS also it will be applicable. See here we got the thing. So if you want to check this, whether it is after executing this one, we are getting this output or not. Now I will show you, just you can observe here, whether we are getting the same output or not. See, in the word, whatever we have here, you can observe same thing we have here. So these type of tools and techniques we are going to apply in real-time scenario. Along with this, we are going to focus on some tools also. Now, in our website, if you are observing, we have the WhatsApp integration. And at the same time, if you are observing, we have here a call button. So how we are going to implement these type of things in real-time scenario. All these concepts we are going to discuss. So each and everything we are going to focus on the real-time only. So along with this course, we are going to cover 5 live projects. So these projects we have to build your own. First project I will do like from scratch to end. Remaining 4 projects you have to build your own only. Then after this course we are going to provide you the like a resume format, and at the same time we are going to provide some interview questions, and along with so some walk-in info also. This is our entire course curriculum.